The scenery on this ranch is absolutely spectacular.
It's just breathtaking.
It is all broken and mountainous, very rough country. This is the real thing. The same buildings restored to their 19th century configuration, and terrain that is being restored the way it looked before the first American settlers came to the area.
It's an enormous transformation. It's night and day.
He lives and breathes Cibolo Creek Ranch because of the history.
It's John's legacy.
Here we go. I'm John Poindexter. I am the owner of Cibolo Creek Ranch. We'll have a brief tour of El Fortín de la Ciénaga. The ranch today is a 30,000 acre tract in the center of Presidio County in the Chinati Mountains. And it contains, importantly, 3 old forts built before the Civil War by Milton's favor. The fort here was constructed in about 1858-9 after Fort Cibolo across the ranch in 1857. Let's look in here. The history is that Milton Favor, who may have come from Missouri, migrated to this area during the Mexican-American War, then set up shop on the Rio Grande at Presidio, first and foremost a merchant and a cattleman second. He came to the Cibolo Creek Valley, the first serious water between here and the river, and some of the last serious water between here and Fort Davis, and established a bountiful plantation. The gates were closed, the towers were manned, and the Indians came on until the American cavalry returned to Fort Davis in 1867.
The restoration that he has done on these 3 1850s adobe forts is just amazing.
It is an exact replica of what was here.
I know from the pictures, and because I knew the architects that helped restore this place, that these forts were piles of rubble.
He has tried to be as authentic as he could in terms of the materials used and the way that they're used.
It's entirely made of adobe. This has now a strengthening agent in it, but it's still adobe.
They're just beautiful restorations.
You can look at what John's done with the fort, how he's preserved the history of the structure. It's the same with the land.
One of the first things he did is he realized the importance of water in desert, which doesn't seem like a difficult thing to do, but he invested in that.
We have carefully excavated springs where they were clogged up and channeled the water into acequias, irrigation channels that were here originally.
The cottonwoods, the willows, the grasslands, everything that we have out here from a habitat standpoint starts with water. And he's done a lot of work to make sure that the rains that actually do occur, when they occur, that water stays within the aquifer that the ranch is on. And it's a matter of slowing it down and trying to give vegetation an opportunity to pull that water in.
John has done an enormous amount of range restoration.
Restoration is a very different matter from buying property and watching it.
You can't rely on rainfall. We can chemically treat and rotationally graze our livestock. You turn it back to grassland, it's almost like you're turning back the clock, 100 years, 200 years.
You can go to our fence line and you can see the difference.
That would be what we found when we came to Cibolo Creek Ranch.
Pretty stark contrast here between the fences with the grass and obviously the brush community.
And what there is on this side is diverse grasses. I mean, you have multiple species on this side that have populated.
I have the conviction that owning a property such as Cibolo Creek Ranch is an obligation to share it with others. Today, it is a commercial resort, which is visited by quite a number of clientele.
John is a very welcoming person.
Delighted you're here. It isn't the easiest place to get to, so we thank you.
He loves to share his ranch with his friends.
Pull. We have a number of outdoor sporting events, clay target ranges. Good shot. We offer a mountain tour, which is quite involved. Truly dramatic vistas.
The geology of Cibolo Creek Ranch is especially unique. We are in the middle of an enormous volcanic caldera.
There are literally tens of thousands of people that have come here, and they learn a lot.
Our dad grazed the grass down. We've had to reduce and to control the populations.
John takes it really personally to make sure that everyone here learns about conservation and culture and history.
This is the most interesting room.
And it's just a wonderful thing that he does.
This was, I can assure you, 100% brush right here. Now you see grass all along the slope.
Anybody who does restoration is doing a tremendous service to this country, and John has upped it a notch.
John has been successful at so many things. One, decorated Vietnam veteran. After Vietnam, went and got a PhD in economics. And then he goes on to form J.B. Poindexter. So business success, and then this place.
He has, passion's a good word, but absolute love for what we see here. And he has that same love for the friends that he's built around himself.
Llamo John.
Celo Santiago.
Bienvenido.
Wherever John decides to invest, he invests in the community and he invests in the people that call that particular community home.
Oscar.
John is a good neighbor.
Okay. Please come in.
Labor Day is important to us because it is not only a time that everybody can make it out,
Come on in, girls.
it's also our anniversary.
This is the 33rd anniversary of our purchase of the ranch. We'll have 250 to 300 people. How are you? We're delighted you're here. It's a big barbecue jamboree. Good to see you.
He stands at the front door and he greets everybody that comes into the party.
Yeah.
If you have an open bar in Cibolo Creek Ranch, you're going to get all the locals to come out. If it says 5 o'clock on the invitation, they'll show up at about 3:30, just to make sure that we have a good time.
You ready? Frijoles? How's that?
John serves the beans at the buffet.
Thank you. Come on, Joe. There you are, sir. Un doble.
He makes sure that everybody's having a good time,
Has he?
and he makes sure that everybody's well taken care of.
That's a good thing, yes, sir.
Hola.
I think Milton Favor would be so delighted to see what John has done. He's just brought back what began over 150 years ago.
John Poindexter, he is one of the most gracious hosts you will find.
Thank you very, very much for your kind attendance.
It speaks to him and his heart.
He's a great American.
John's legacy will be where we're standing right now. What more of a legacy could any person hope for?